Yo! Let's go! It's Wednesday, my dudes. I thought, why not? Why not? Why not stream a bit? Yeah, so in the meanwhile, if you're new to this thing, what? Discord. What's up, FZ? FZ, my dude. Checking Discord. Ah, maybe I did hear it from your stream. I love this song. It's, I don't know. Maybe it just turned up in one of my radio stations or something. I don't know. It's great. I love it. But I'm gonna be copyrighted anyway. Yeah, me too. This song is amazing. Yeah. I try to be. I mean, if I mention that my schedule is very unpredictable, then maybe I will more easily do some live coding. You know, that's why. Anyway, what are we doing? We are writing some code to organize a ladder system for one of my favorite games, Diabotical. And the idea is we just create some kind of a ladder where you as an unregistered user can register, then you become a player, you can create a team if you want, but more importantly, you can challenge other players, then player matches, and then, you know, like report the score and whatever, and that will cause a leaderboard basically. And this leaderboard hopefully will drive other people to play more Diabotical. So what we've got architecture-wise is we've just got a backend and a UI which are combined within the same deployable, but they're split into two parts. Maybe I do have something there, do I not? Huh. Okay, I thought I had, but I guess I don't. Anyway, so it's going to look a bit like this. So our UI consists out of an Elm application, a single page application. And this will connect to a SpringBoot REST API built on Kotlin, which uses Postgres as a database, but which is a bit atypical of this project, is that we're using Postgres as an event source, so as an event store, I should say. Yeah, so that's the idea. Because when we do, then we can just invent a new algorithm and then see what the effect would be on, what's it called? What the effect would be on an already existing ladder, for example. That's the idea there. So this is a bit too convoluted here. We're not going to use GraphQL at all just yet. It's going to be a little bit more simple so that we can more quickly deploy it and see if it works. In the meanwhile, what have I been doing? Maybe I should open my, there we go. Let's put it in presentation mode. Presentation, yeah. Enter presentation mode. I have written a Postgres event stream test so that we can check if we push, for example, a player registered event onto the event stream, and we then check, hey, what's the most recent player registered event, that we can then check, it's exactly this new player registered event, and all of these tests work, so that's great. The other thing that I've done, because this is just like the most simple case, but what happens if you also add, for example, a player was renamed event, such a thing, but we still want the most recent player registered event, and we still get this one and not this one, for example. And then when there was no event, then we just get this. So I've been developing this on the side a little bit, just to be able to continue a bit, because most of this was just discovering how this config should look like, how the, what was it again? because I use test containers here. Yeah, I use test containers. I use R2DBC, which is a reactive way of consuming data from a database. And all of that stuff was new to me, and I didn't want to screw up that much on stream because honestly, it just ends up being a little bit boring. But yeah, and then in the meanwhile, our good friend Cortusk has been working a bit on the UI, which we've decided was going to be built in Elm. And yeah, I mean, this doesn't really make sense if I'm going to show all of this right now, in fact. But so the main idea is that we're just gonna have a UI in Elm, and it's going to maybe we should have somewhere, yeah, here, HTTP requests. There we go. So to register a player, we would just call API/register with your name and then some error handling function or whatever. So all of this is also neatly working. What we don't have yet is our registration controller tied up to our event stream, which actually we can do right now. But maybe I still wanted to do some more tests on the event sourcing part because it's kind of, I mean, it's a little bit new, at least to me, how we're going to use this event store. So really what I have, it's a bit silly. But so this implementation of an event store has a database client. This one is connected to our Postgres database. The implementation of the push function is to just insert stuff into the event store table. So we've got one table which is going to contain all of the events, but all of the event records, let's say, will have an ID and then a timestamp and then their payload, which is just JSON, so should be easy enough. JSON, this is a bit specific though. Here we go. Maybe is it here? No, I forgot already where I put it. Maybe in infrastructure. And there should be like some v1. There we go. Oh, you do have it in event sourcing itself. Okay, so this is basically our definition of the event store table. For the payload, we've used the JSON-B data type. So this will allow us to do some things like this, to query or to use queries that also query the contain JSON, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Alright. Yeah, but so we've got this implementation ready to go. So maybe I should try and wire it up and see how that's going to work for our REST API. So that means that in our registration controller, we should be able to wire. Yeah, maybe I can do it like this then, because this is all Kotlin, right? So we should get an event store, which is an event store. Or did I call it stream? I already forget. I guess it should be event store, but then yeah, see. So this thing is a, maybe I should rename it to event store instead of stream. That'll be a little bit more normal. What's this thing? This should be okay. Whatever. Then rename this one along with it. Okay. But so as we saw, that event store is an interface which resides in the REST, resides in the event sourcing adapter thing, but does not yet or is not yet used from the REST API just yet. Now I'm starting to wonder if that should be the case, in fact, because really what I want is I want to do actions somehow, and then those actions or the commands, whenever they get executed, then that's what should cause one of these events to be stored. So I might not need to wire this event store here, but maybe for now what I can do is just have it as a dependency anyway. So what we'll need is adapter colon event sourcing. There we go. So now what I've done is I've just said, hey, the REST API module needs to depend on the event sourcing adapter. Just to do it a bit dirty, and then we'll solve it. We'll put some stuff in between later, if that's fine. Ye gods, this is a bit slower, isn't it? Maybe I can. There we go. Yeah, this doesn't matter. So anyway, whenever Grail decides to finish building, I guess, we should be able to wire up this event store in there. That sucks. Now it's finally started to decide to do something. In the meanwhile, how is everyone doing? I'm just looking at my stream and I look a bit pink or red, I don't know. Which perfectly fits the synthwave vibe we're listening to anyway, so. Oh, nope, still nothing. That's weird, huh? There might be some issue here. So it is complaining here, but it's not complaining in the project structure. It's just kind of strange. Yeah, I just wish this would finish up. It's annoying that you can't really see what's going on if you're in presentation mode. It's this thing. I want to include this thing, which is in the adapter event sourcing project, which is in the settings. It's in the settings Gradle. It's this one. Maybe yeah. Here, I don't think I need this one. And then hopefully that will fix it. Actually, there already was somewhere where we have a dependency on something else. No, I mean on a different module. What is in infra? Nothing yet. The web should have some dependencies. No. Oh yeah. Voila. Ah, yeah, I forgot keyword project here, god damn it. And so it should be like this, and like that, and then project in front of it, and then we should have something working. Hopefully, Phew. Okay. Aha, now I can see what happens. It seems like our plugin module takes a long while to load or something. Okay, there we go. So if you go back here, there we go. Now we finally have, nice. Okay, so when a register player happens, what we should do is we should say push player registered with what? Well, the player name, I guess, which is the nickname, and player name is currently a JSON already, so we can just use this one. Now this seems to right. That's right, I kind of forgot about this. So the other thing that I did was I added Kotlin's coroutines to help with dealing with the reactive nature of the R2DBC library a bit. But of course, if I'm going to use this, then that reactivity property, let's say, of the entire thing just bubbles all the way through your application now. So that means if I want this thing to work, then just like the error message is saying cannot access, which is blah blah blah. Suspend function push should be called only from a coroutine or another suspend function. So really what I need to do is make this into a suspend function. And now we only need to fix this thing, which is saying cannot access flow. And that means that my what's it called? My REST API does not have a dependency on Kotlin's coroutines somehow. Why would that be? So I expect voila. So I think what we'll do is we'll move these to the Kotlin plugin. So that's another thing I learned the other day. Well, last time I should say, is that instead of when you have shared dependencies on shared libraries, I should say, across different modules, that you should put them in your own plugin. So that's exactly what I've done. We've got, I don't need to be in here, but we've got a Kotlin conventions Gradle file, which lists the dependencies. And here I'll need to add these as well. Yeah. And by doing that, I will give all of the modules that have a dependency on the Kotlin conventions Gradle plugin, or our own custom plugin, which so happens to be. They will pass along those shared libraries. And in this case, it would be the Kotlin experimental coroutines feature. So I can remove this one because the Kotlin conventions are contained within the Spring conventions, if I remember correctly. Yeah, voila. So yeah, there we go. Now I just need to refresh Gradle so that all of my modules get the proper libraries again. And then this should become available, or it should compile, I should say. And hopefully this is enough, in fact, because I'm not really sure anymore if that is okay, or if I need like a reactive REST controller or something like that. I can't remember that. I was wondering if there are any Diabotical District members in chat. I was wondering if you've already signed up for the upcoming Dual League yet. If you haven't, you should. I think I'm not going to join this time because I'm a bit busy with organizing stuff with the house that we bought last year, and renovations are starting next Monday. But yeah, there still needs to be so much stuff that needs to be arranged, and I don't think I have enough free time to participate in a tournament, let alone do live coding. So this is quite exceptional, I think. But you know, I'm making good use of my time, huh? I really wish I could see this. Got some issues here. Oh. Ah yeah, this I don't care. This, however, I do care about, hopefully. Now I get some actual output. Could not resolve. That means that our, where is it, the plugin, this one, it probably needs some actual dependencies on these things somewhere here. So this thing, just kind of weird, no? Do you need to explicitly define them? I thought that I didn't really need to do that since I already used them from here, and this is where they were originally located. Maybe not here, but in the over here. See, had no version whatsoever, somehow it just worked. I guess I could just add these as well to required by Core API. Nope, don't get it. Now I expected this to just work, of course. Maybe these are not contained within the BOM, and maybe there is a Kotlin X BOM as well. Now I'm just guessing, of course. Hopefully it will just work. Oh, wish this would just stop complaining. Oh yeah, I removed. Nope. That seemed to have done the trick. Then I should be able to remove these as well. Wonder why it just takes so long, huh? Christ. There also was a meetup tonight, I think, from the Socrates Belgium community. Oh, it's still breaking. Balls. Maybe it was working before then. So if I get rid of this again, maybe it was just something else that wasn't working properly. And I just needed to be a little bit more patient, which is very difficult for me right now. Because, you know, I want to make good use of my time here, you know? Christ. So normally this should just work. And in that case, we will have our event store push a player registered event on the event stream, which is exactly what we wanted. Now I think we just don't want to have this thing how do you say, like, I don't want to have this accessible via the adapter itself. I first want this to pass some kind of business layer or whatever that makes sure that you know, like all the invariants are good for this thing here. Like for example, if we don't want to allow a nickname with special characters in there or something like that, that gets covered by the domain and not is not just handled by the controller here. But it seems to be just compiling now, huh? Even though this breaks. So let's just visit the domain core API build file. This just uses Kotlin conventions, which is this thing, and then somehow it cannot find this this dependency. So, you know what? No, it's still wrong. The thing I will then do is I will just add these manually, I guess, to this thing. It's complaining about all of the modules that need these. All of them except adapter REST API, and it looks like all of the Spring projects can deal with that. That's interesting, huh? Maybe I should look up a little bit if I want Kotlin X. Maybe there's a bomb for that. Oh, it seems like there is, in fact. Okay, so where was that? So I still want this, that's fine, but then I need a Kotlin X bomb. Kotlin X and then go routines bomb, okay. So Kotlin X. Voila. And then hopefully the Kotlin JVM plugin knows where to find that one. There was another thing, which is the coroutines reactor. So I hope I don't need to have a different bomb for that. So I expect reactor to be, okay, there we go. Noise. This should be it. Now if I compile again. Alright, here we go again. Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff I was doing before, and I just don't think it's that interesting of content, let's say, to push out there. I mean, but it is real though. It's real. It's the real nitty-gritty. You know what you're up against. So far, so good, huh? Now it's not complaining anymore. Oh, could not resolve. No. Has no version. So maybe I do need a different plugin. Wait, not here, but in this thing. Because then I'll need to add a Kotlin X Gradle plugin, maybe? Oy, oy. Let's just try and look for one. Yeah, hit me up by the way if you know where it's at. Gradle. Kotlin X Gradle plugin. I really wonder. Doesn't look like there is a Gradle plugin specifically for Kotlin X. I really expected this one to be good enough. So what this thing does is it supplies a Gradle plugin for getting some Kotlin stuff into Gradle, and you need that so that you can use these platform implementation references. And what these do in their turn is they will allow you to they will allow you to note these as implementations, so actual dependencies, so that you don't need to define a version. That means that there's only one version that you need to change whenever you need to change something to Kotlin, which is this one. However, it does not seem to work, and that's a bit sad, isn't it? So Gradle is complaining, I cannot find this Kotlin X coroutines thing you're trying to mention here, and I don't really know why not, because we've just seen it. Coroutines. Boom. Huh? I swear, I just saw it. Oh boy. What? Ah yeah, it was coroutines. There we go. Ah, nee. Look, this is the one I need. How is it different? It should look the same, no? Paste. Paste. It looks exactly the same. I don't understand at all. So somehow, maybe it's this version. Because it lists 142. So if we go and take a look at this one, then I expect there to be at least this one in there somehow. Huh? This we should find. Kotlin Gradle plugin. Here we go. We've got the we've got the milestone. We've got this one in any case. And there should be a reference to the bomb somewhere, no? std-lib. Okay, then I don't understand where the dependency is coming from. If we I thought that because we've listed this thing here as our Gradle plugin, that this one made sure that we've got the proper dependencies in this thing, which is not the case apparently. So maybe if I add a version here, and I don't think I can, because then it's going to complain about maybe I need this one. I've got the Kotlin JVM plugin. This one maybe? I don't think it's in the standard lib, is it? No. You know, sad. So we're trying to find out how to effectively use this Kotlin X coroutines bomb. We do have dependencies here though, I mean the versions of it. So maybe I should just try this intermediary step. I don't understand why it wouldn't find me this thing, even though it's quite exactly the thing I was looking for. So if I end up searching for it, I can't find it. So how the hell did I... This way I do find it. But I do find an older version. Okay, let's just add 1.4.2 then and see how that solves anything, if it solves anything. Yeah, maybe we can already look up if I want to. No, test containers, no care. Kotlin Spring Coroutines REST controller. Let's just take this one, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna quickly check what their REST controller looks like. So they do also use the R2DBC connection there. That's their repositories, and then their REST controllers. Just a simple controller, they've got a dependency, blah blah. And here they just do suspend. Nothing very difficult about it. So I guess I did the right thing there. So that's good. That's good, huh? Router configuration. Ah, yeah, okay. So I don't use this. I think this is more straightforward a bit. Okay. In the meanwhile, oh, we've got a successful build, so this does seem to be working. That means good times. I still don't know to figure out why I need to supply a specific version here. There we go. All right, but so in the meanwhile, all of the whatchamacallit, the modules now have, or that depend on Kotlin or on Spring, will get the Kotlin coroutines as well. Cool, huh? So we can get rid of that. Maybe that's worth a commit, because then I don't want to add event store or this thing for that matter, or this thing. That should be everything. So only the Gradle files. That's a hammer, I think, or a wrench. I keep forgetting. I think it might be a hammer because that's build script stuff. Made Kotlin X coroutines dependency available via the plugin, via our Kotlin convergence plugin. There we go. Scrambled eggs. Yeah, so this thing we really want to do via the domain somehow. So instead of generally doing this, what I want to do is get a command executor in there and then have that thing execute. I'm not sure if I do. I don't think I have. Okay, that sucks a bit. That sucks just a little bit. So instead of having this, I want a command executor, and it should execute register player for me. With what? Well, with the player name, maybe just a username, and then this. The handler of this command should then eventually push the player registered event onto the event store. That way my adapter, my REST API has no dependency on the event store, which is a bit more normal, I guess, because because the fact that if I decide to do it differently or implement this event store thing differently, or how I persist player registered events, that my REST API doesn't need to change. The fact remains that we want to execute this command, and then the way it's persisted can be somebody else's problem. But so I don't really want to share all of the setup that's necessary for this crap, or do I? I think last time on my other projects, I've also used the same thing. So I have a command executor, and I think we also did it in Kotlin there. So maybe I could just steal it from my own project there. But again, that's like really boring stuff to show on stream, so maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, let's just say for now we allow this to happen. What needs to be done next? So if we go to our board, Jesus Christ, build a walking sky. Okay, so we were actually doing this, building a walking skeleton. So yeah, if I want to have a walking skeleton, then well, again, I guess it's important that I have all of the intermediary stuff. Ah, damn. I wanted to experiment a bit more with the event store, because I'm not sure that this has all of the necessary features yet. Doesn't seem like it does, huh? Ah, you know what I don't have yet is a way to persist a read model whenever something happens here. Then again, maybe it's not part of the event store at all. Huh? It should be like some kind of a trigger, and then saying, well, now this stuff has happened, go build a read model based on whatever is in the event store. You know, maybe what we can already do is try and do that. In fact, where did I draw that on my architecture diagram? Projections straight from the event store. Ah, yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't think that needs to work like that. So I'll add that as a question. What module adapter port thingamajig is responsible for creating projections? Okay. Well, we know for sure that it needs to access the event store somehow. So I think what we'll have is some kind of event listener that understands that something in the domain has thrown this event saying that, hey, I just registered a player. And then something needs to subscribe to those events and then do the thing that it's supposed to do with that. So maybe it could be, it's going to be the leaderboard that's interested in those kinds of things. Huh? So maybe it can be the leaderboard itself that causes the projections to happen. Maybe there's a process manager. I am absolutely clueless. But that's the fun part, huh? Yeah, somehow looking to the sky for help isn't working. That's interesting, yeah? I always see people do that online or on shows, and it seems to work for them. When I do it, it doesn't seem to work at all. Oh boy. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it can be in the REST API then or something. Let's put, I just want to put it somewhere, for fuck's sake. I guess if we view the registration controller, so really what should happen here, right, is something like this: command executor, maybe it should be the handler. Player name. Then something gets returned from that. I guess it should be something in the domain somewhere. Because really, this controller doesn't even care about that. It should be in the handler that the event is thrown. And then it should be something in a domain, I guess, that makes this projection. Okay. Let's try and put that there. Where is my domain? Let's put it in the core somewhere. Let's call it... No, let's first make it directory, I guess. Source main Kotlin. Cannot believe this is taking so long to create. There we go. Then we'll create a package first, because otherwise blah blah. I don't even remember. Okay. Up. Package scrambled. We're in our domain core. And I want to projections. I have no idea, man. Projections is fine, and then we'll just do leaderboard or something. I don't know. Okay, and then a Kotlin class. We'll call this leaderboard projection or something. Noise. This will then get the event store. Now, does this make sense? Absolutely not. Because I don't want my domain to be depending on technical stuff, or yeah, ports or adapters. So yeah, maybe that answers my question then, I guess. So maybe what we should have is I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb, guys. It should be here, of course, in the RDBMS adapter. Huh? Right? Bastardo. Let's do package org scrambled. Not the domain, adapter.rdbms. There you go. And now I want maybe projections or something. And then leaderboard. There we go. And here we can have our leaderboard projections. Add. Which in turn will contain the private file event store. This can go because I mean, it shouldn't belong there. And then somehow, I mean, this is going to be like an implementation of a Spring event listener or something, I don't really know, which is in turn going to query or well replay events in the event store to make a projection for all of the leaderboard projections. For all of the leaderboard, that should be it. Maybe this is like a bad name for that. Anyway, since we now need, oh my good lord, I want a dependency on the event sourcing thing, so that I can use the event store somehow. So hopefully this is enough. Kotlin conventions. Maybe I should immediately use Spring conventions here so that I can make that thing into a component or whatever. You know, the more you use this, the more it becomes apparent that Spring is literally everywhere. But yeah, guess I'm fine with that, as long as it works. Son of a bee. Excuse you? Why would you need... So this is new to me. So the way I am interpreting this... No, I don't understand. So RDBMS has a dependency on adapter event sourcing, and when you want to use it, apparently you need Spring Boot for that. Guess what? Whatever, man. There we go. Okay, this can be that one. Nice. Okay, now what? How am I going to do this? So really, what I want is something like something that reacts to some kind of event happening within the system. Huh? So what you call it, like a subscribe method, I guess, to some event. I don't know the actual thing or event that's going to be entering here, but it's not an event that we want to store. That should be very clear. Ah, damn, how maybe I need like a different name for those kinds of events. Application events, system events. Subscribes to system events, not events that are going to be stored in the event store. This is clear enough, right? I mean, I hope. Maybe I should also call it immediately something like you want layer registered. And fucking hell. Okay, so whenever that happens, what I want to do is I want to recreate the leaderboard based on all of the player registered events for a certain period of time, maybe? Or just all of them? That would be a good time to write a test, huh? No, I don't. I want it to be in a test directory. Allez. Yeah. There we go. Okay, cool. So I want a test. I wanted to say when a player was registered. There we go. We want to recreate the leaderboard. I'm not sure what we should really call it, leaderboard or ladder. It's the same thing, really. Let's see what we used in our thing here. Here it's ladder management, but there's also leaderboard. An unregistered user can register as a player. Yeah, that's fine. So got registration, team management. That's not in our first focus, obviously. Then you can challenge. When you've challenged, you enter a match report, and then only when that happens, the leaderboard gets updated. So now really what I'm doing is I'm just acting as if we want to react on the fact that a player was already created. When a single player registered, we want to actually we want to create the leaderboard with that player in it. Then I also want another test that says when a second player registered, we want to actually recreate with all players in it without affecting score. So maybe this isn't really obvious. The leaderboard should have all registered players in it with the second player, I guess, at the bottom with 0 points, huh? Something like that. So maybe this can go. Voila. Okay, now we only want or only need our thing under test. System under test, I guess it's called. So we need a leaderboard projections thing class. Do I want to initialize this? How do I want to do that? Maybe we'll do this. Projections, something like that. And then I want a setup function. Yeah. And I want to create this thing by passing an event store, and I don't want my Postgres event store to be used here, or do I? No, I don't. Maybe not initially. So let's call it what's that? Event store create this, and I want man, oh man. I think I called it an in-memory stream, so maybe this one also needs to be renamed to store then. So basically this is a different implementation, maybe just use it for tests. And I want to create this thing. Yeah. Import. And it doesn't need any argument because it will just be initialized with an empty list, and that's fine by me. Nice. Okay, cool. Currently I don't really need to have it as a separate thing. I mean, outside of my setup function, because we will be working with only that thing, and we aren't even going to check that the event store is working properly. So I want to say projection subscribe system player registered. Yeah. This should be fine. So this function just gets triggered whenever this system event happens, huh? Yeah, now it's really annoying to test because we can't actually test anything on this, huh? Oh, and I don't want to go about mocking anything. Anyway, how do we? So let's just assume that there is some way to query a database. What we could do is say select star from leaderboard, I guess, and we execute this thing somehow. Then what do I want my leaderboard to look like? Let's think a bit about that. So we've got, what does a ranking look like? It's got a rank, the number, the place, and then we've got the player name, and then maybe we've got a score or point or something. Points, score. And that's it. Maybe do we want like joined, and then that would be like a date when they join or something. I don't know. Is it even interesting? I don't think it is actually. So you've got 1. Who is at the 1? Of course it is myself because I'm awesome. Let's give me a score of 3 or whatever. I don't know. And then we've got on second place FZ because he's a scrub and he's got a score of 1 or whatever. And then maybe like a new player, someone that just registered, which is Gordusk, and they've got 0 points. So if I do a query from the leaderboard in this case, I guess this would be the result, huh? But now I'm thinking, well, maybe if we want multiple leaderboards, then this suddenly stops making sense. But I guess for now we'll only have 1, so this should be fine. So maybe this is what it should contain then. Okay, so now that I know that, I do a query from leaderboard and I expect just this thing to come out eventually, but for this specific test case, we'll only have one. So I should be able to write something like assert that, and then I want glorious assertion functions. It did end up using a different one or something. So assert that result contains I don't know, something like this. Oh, now he's paying attention. Oh, okay. I guess like some kind of a row that looks like this, but how am I going to write that? It should also be contains exactly. And then maybe do I want to bother with that kind of stuff? Yeah, let's try to leaderboard row with 3 core dusk and 0 points. There we go. So now that means that core dusk will have registered. That's really what I'm trying to say there. Okay. And then for this, we can just use some way of querying the database that we want to use ourselves. Maybe just specifically for this test even. But maybe this we'll export at at a later point or something. I don't really know yet. Oh yeah, so it doesn't really know just yet. This is a collection, I guess, of these things. That doesn't exist yet, so now we can start creating these things. So that's a data class, blah. It will contain a rank, which is an integer. It will contain a player name, which is a string, and it will contain a score. Yeah, score, which is also an integer. There we go. And now let's try and write this part here. So I want an extension function on string that says execute. Guess we'll need to, because I want a type here to be returned. So, yeah, is it like this? I always forget. I always forget. Maybe it's not supposed to be here, maybe then. Yeah, okay. And it's going to return a collection of T. There we go. And now we can do a query of some kind. How are we going to query stuff? Maybe using JDBI or something? I don't know yet. And of course, I already expect that there's some kind of table called leaderboard set up somehow. We don't have any dependency yet on JDBI, so maybe let's try to add that as a test implementation. Yeah, and then JDBI. Guess I'll need to look it up again. Okay. JDBI, baby! This thing, yeah, that's when I use it with drop wizard. Oh, it's a long time ago. Wait. 2017, is this the right one? Ah, they've since changed a bit, apparently. Oh boy. Which is the one I need, yeah? Fucking hell, it's been so long. This thing? I mean, man, I really hate that I still need to rewrite this stuff every single time. Core version, this thing. This also seems out of place, but what do I know? Where the hell did the L come from? I have no idea. Man, I hope this is it. There we go. Okay, now let's get a database set up somehow. Wait, I know that I've got some scripts to... actually... we already have a Postgres database running somewhere. But this is the one I need for the Postgres events. And I'm not sure if I want to use the same database for... database instance. Of course I could, but I'm thinking now if I should. Maybe I should not, and just have like a separate database for projections. So this would be projections. We'll run it on this one or something, I don't know. Postgres projections. Let's, I don't know, do Mumra. And Mumra also has the same password. Oh no, they like Snarf better. Okay. So this will give me a new database to work with, and then I can just run my tests against that, just to make sure we can run something. I mean, it should be okay. Maybe run it as well then. So let's do a docker compose. I don't remember how that actually works. This looks like exactly the thing I need. Then maybe I need to do this and then stop the other ones. Exit it. Here, there's something else running here already. Okay, then the 6667 thing needs to change. Okay, that's fine by me. Where? Here. And then we'll do 8 and 9. And then we'll bring down this one. And rerun Docker Compose up again. Okay. And now we've got the 2 Postgres set up. Cool. Nice. Okay, now that we've got a running Docker database, or well, this thing set up. You know what we haven't done yet is created a database, or did we? Yeah, we did. This is creating the database for us. So if I were to connect, oh no. Actually, it's fine. It's fine. I just need to change this because it's supposed to be 6668 now. There you go. And then what I want to do is get a new one. Yeah, Postgres. Then this should be the projections. 6669. Mumra and snarf. Snarf? Exclamation point. Not this database, but Postgres projections database. Test connection. It's almost exactly the same. FZ. So you ask how close or how far is what you're doing right now in comparison to your daily job. In my daily job, I also am setting up databases in Docker so I can run my tests again. But the stuff I'm not using is event sourcing technology. So that's quite new. Other stuff that I'm not using is the reactive database connection, but we are using a reactive web client, so that's somewhat comparable. The other thing I'm not using in my day-to-day job is Kotlin, which is super sad because I love Kotlin and it allows me to be way more expressive in my code than I am currently able to with Java. So yeah, I really miss using or being able to use Kotlin in my daily job. In fact, you know, this is like not being able to strafe jump, but knowing that strafe jumping exists. That's how much of a thing it is. So just imagine you have to play Diabotical, but you can't strafe jump. Makes no sense. It's fucking bonkers, really. Yeah. Okay, but so now I have JDBI in my dependency thing, so I should be able to set up a connection to my database that I've just started in Docker. So I barely even know her, but maybe I can add I needed Postgres JDBI dependency. Yeah, and of course the driver. Derp. JDBI Postgres specific feature. I think I might not need it. I'm not really sure. Oh, hello. What does this do? Kotlin plugin. I guess I'm going to use it. Maybe a JDBI also has a bomb of some kind. Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to get that stuff. So it's JDBI 3 bomb. That will save me some trouble. I'm not really sure if I can use a platform dependency here. So this is the thing I want, then this should be a bomb. And this was also not very good, so it should have been like this, in fact. This needs platform. Or something. Yeah, platform. And then I don't need to use that thing anymore. And then I want the Kotlin dependency. Where is it? So Postgres, I need dash Kotlin dash Postgres and then something else. Maybe Jackson testing. I wonder what's in here then. I know this is the old repository. Okay. What's this? Useless. Okay, anyway, I need something like that. Ah, I also could have used an in-memory database, which would have been a bit smarter, huh? Yeah, I'll need the leaderboard table. Ah, then you can do map to bean. Okay, anyway. Let's try this. I'm actually not sure if I need the Postgres features, but you know, it's gonna be fine. Now let's not write Java. Oh, it's not finished getting all of the dependencies. You can read up a little bit more. Okay. I need core. Ah, okay. So I guess I'll need this thing. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to use the SQL object thing as well. Here, Oops. But in the meanwhile, I will have already a JDBI object somehow. Please. Yay. Then needs a create, and then you can just add a connection string to that thing. So that would be JDBC. This is I'm done. I can use the properties here because this has got a connection string. Nice. Yep. So now that we've got a database, or connection I should say, then I can do what? JDBI hdip. Maybe use handle or with handle or something. With handle. Or I can just do T maybe. Oh, it needs two kind of things. Oh man, do I care about that? Maybe I don't even need objects just yet. Okay, it seems like I need to do that. That's so that you can immediately map to data classes, which is honestly like exactly what I needed. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, so I want this. It does return a JDBI instance, so that means I should be able to... yeah, now I'm a bit confused because here we've got db.sharedHandle, but maybe... see, this is not on the thing, so... And then with handle isn't really the thing you want, so I guess this thing? Open, this gives me a handle, and then on that handle I can then do the... keep swiping to the wrong thing. Create query, this kind of stuff. Yeah. So instead of that, I just use this because that's the string we're going to be executing, and then I can really just go like this, map to... I'm not sure if I need the bind thing, but I need to bind or map to T, and then really just return that, I don't know. List is fine as well. Mama. No value path for parameter type. But I did in fact. Huh? Oh, maybe I need to import this or something. Okay, let's just check what this thing does. So first you've got the query. Let's do explicitly type it. Oh, it's untyped here. Ah yeah, because if you do the map to thing, then you get the type out of it, I guess. So I don't want that just yet. List with T is good. Oh. It's a bit weird that you cannot use the, or you cannot forward that T thing. Yeah, you do need the, that's what I thought. So I expected this to be already existing, but so it doesn't seem like there is a... this is like the regular class for core, but I need Kotlin, and I guess SQL object thing. Extensions, where would that reside? Got attach and on demand, but nothing like then maybe in here. I'm doubtful. Get qualifiers. Here's the map too. So I need to import this one somehow. This one can go. And what is this thing for now? Oh, it's a query instead of the where this thing is. We need a result pairing somehow. How do you get this one? And is query a result pairing maybe? Ah, it is. Yeah, okay. But it's untyped, and I think that in the extensions thing, this, no, I am wrong. So that means we should be able to apply that here. Maybe it's not, shouldn't be there. Let's just try leaderboard row. Make it a bit explicit and then worry about generic typing later. Here we go. Now it's going to suggest the extension import, and now I can press, oh, fucking hell. yeah, I need to say that T is an any. There we go. And everything is still compiling. Nice. And then we can inline a bunch of stuff. Seems legit. Okay, should I? Maybe something I do want is to create the table if it doesn't exist yet, I guess. Or do I don't think I want to worry about that stuff now. Let's just create a table for now. We'll do that by manually going to our projections database and go to the public thing. Maybe this should give us a console, then we can say create table projections. Yeah, and now I need to cheat again, huh? I really don't know by heart this kind of stuff, so what I'll do... I've got a V1. There we go. So apparently we'll need to... yeah, maybe we do need an ID. Do we need an ID? Do we need an ID? I mean, this is purely going to be created for just showing straight on the website. Huh? So really, I want to keep it as simple as possible, meaning no querying whatsoever. So I don't think I even need an ID, since I won't be doing querying of any kind or updating of any kind. I'm just going to wipe it all clean and recreate it from scratch every single time. So I don't care about an ID, don't care about a timestamp, don't even care about the primary ID. So this should be lowercase crap, and then I guess they're all numbers except for this, which is going to be a varchar. Number isn't a thing. Int seems to work. There we go. And we've got ourselves a table called projections. Woohoo! And it should be empty. Hey. How nice is this? Okay, so now that we've got our table in our Docker database, we've got a way to fetch leaderboards. Maybe this can be a list then, I guess. Now we can type that here. And now we know that we're going to be returning leaderboard rows here. And it should look like that. Yeah, I am quite the dumbass, aren't I? Because I completely forgot about my setup. Because this is just going to be the trigger, but really my event store should already contain actual events. So I want this to be something like this, but I want it as a field, huh? I mean, it's an in-memory event store, but it just might be a regular event store. I don't care about the implementation. I hope not. I try not to. So my setup should look like this. Push player registered event with nickname Cordusk. And I hope that's it. Ah, nee. And now I need to await this crap, huh? Fuck. How does that go? Await blocking or something? Run blocking. Okay. Nice. So this is setup. This is actual thing happening. And this is asserting. Yeah. Let's see what this does. It should fail. And it should fail saying that there's no result because there's nothing in that table just yet. Fuck, I forgot the Postgres driver, and I believe that thing is in the build Gradle from adopter event store. This one. This one. I guess eventually I'm going to have that as an actual implementation anyway, so it makes sense to just have this. Oh God, I slept so bad. My right shoulder has been pulling on my muscles all day. It hurts. I'm such a whiny man. Okay. Okay, now we've got everything that we need, hopefully. Then we can see that this test is working. I mean, failing for the right reason. Oh. Yeah, I don't... How does that work? Is it like this? At localhost. Hopefully this works. The connection attempt failed, but it doesn't say why. Unknown host. So shit, I don't know how to include username and password information in a Postgres JDBC driver string. Like that, apparently. Aha! Relation leaderboard does not exist. You what, mate? Did I not call it leaderboard? Ah, no, I'm dumb. And then maybe drop the projections table. Okay, nice. rerun it again. Slowly but surely, guys, slowly but surely. If I had a parrot, this wouldn't have happened at all. Okay, we've got a failing test for the right reason. This is great. Now we can implement, finally. So I want to say fetch, or like, what's that? Find? Filter events of type player registered. Oh crap, now I need... Okay. I don't know why it never hit me. No one is telling me this. You feel free to help, huh? But I need these as actual implementations, of course. How else am I going to store data? Eh? So I need to somehow make sure that I am able to save things in the database in that specific table even. So, yeah. So whenever this thing happens, collect I want to save this in the database, and maybe what I can do here is reuse a bit from here. Say I want this, that's fine as well. Then I want to, maybe it's a bit bad to do that here, I know. I guess we'll just do that then. And then I think what I can do is I don't even need to collect. Player registered events. What's this now? It's a flow. Oh, fuck my life. Then I do need to do collect, I guess. Collect. And then for every single thing I want, maybe I should just write it as a function call. So I want to say recreate leaderboard table or something. Oh, but wait, this only has a single one. That's not what I want at all. You know what? There's like a uniqueness thing in here though, which I might need. Maybe in retrospect, I only want the nickname. And then this can be just a silly string. And then I can say, okay, I need to, still haven't done the dependency refresh yet. And then all of this stuff, maybe we'll just need to pull to some kind of a handle or whatever, like get handle. I don't think that I can access a handle from here. No. I need it here. And I don't know what type it is, in fact. What type is it? JDBI core handle. This kind of stuff. Voila. And then I can do the execute. Insert into leaderboard. Oh. Boop. Because now I need the rank and stuff like that. Oh. Okay, 1, I guess. And then the nickname, and I already forgot to do like with $1 or something name. And then oh no, maybe I need to escape it. 0 points. And then we've got execute. We do bind. The fuck. Okay, let's go back to how it actually works. It's a colon. Okay, that's good. But the insert happens a little bit differently. Oops. Oh, you can do question marks. I guess let's make it all question marks or something. And then we can just add stuff. Used 101. Thank you for following. I hope you're enjoying the show. I don't know why it's complaining about this stuff. Oh. Change dialect. That makes sense. Yeah, but then actually do it. No pop-up. Maybe that's because I'm in presentation mode or something. Anyway, let's do rank 0 player. This is nickname. And score also 0. Maybe we'll do it like this then. Oh, this is so annoying. Because it looks like it's not compiling, but it just might be, yeah? Ah, okay, my bad. So it should be rank, player name, score values, and then we'll do. There we go. But maybe I'd rather do this. I'm not sure. It should be okay. All right. Now, so this is making the assumption that this is just going to work. Do I first then need to like build up a leaderboard or something of all of the player registered events? I guess this is going to work. If we run the test again. Let's see. Oops. It's not compiling. What do I want to do then? Maybe also run blocking that thing or what? Let's just try it. Test is working. Okay, so now it's not going to compile, not going to work for a different reason, because we will have 2 leaderboard rows. No, okay, nice. But that is easily fixed because we'll just delete Cordusk from existence. And then it should work, eh? Yay! Alright, that's great. Now, obviously, we've just done the things to make it work as easy as we can. Right, we've got like an actual implementation now in this thing here. But it's not going to work very well now. The question is, do I want to first, how do you say that? Do I first want to make sure I was gonna say, do I first want to make sure that I can recreate like some kind of representation of a leaderboard first before I can before I actually add them to a database, or what? Stuff is starting to dawn on me. Like, the leaderboard is going to contain all of the logic necessary. It will call our algorithm, etc. So it's not going to be as simple as just taking all of the player registered events and then saving all of that crap to this here. I think I'm still thinking. Because earlier we asked the question, what module, adapter is, or whatever, is responsible for creating projections. But in this case, our projection is not just a simple projection. It's the leaderboard. The thing that contains everything. So the idea was for that this table here that we've got containing the rank, the player name, and the score, that we can just port this table one-to-one to our UI somehow. And then our controller, to get the leaderboard, only needs to just do a simple query to this thing and then show it on screen. Apply some HTML to that. And then we're done. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult than this, I know. Because just subscribing to a player registered system event is never going to be enough. I mean, just simple enough is what I'm trying to say. Because we need to take into account everything a leaderboard consists of. So it won't be that simple, in fact. Okay, My girlfriend texts me that she's here in 20 minutes, so that's when I will be shutting down the stream. What can we do in the meanwhile? Maybe we do have a second test here that I actually want to work. When a second player, maybe what we can do is like set up for this test to work. Sort of want like already one game to have happened or something like that. Yeah, let's just try and I can't decide what to do. It's very difficult to do that, in fact, because the rank right now is very arbitrary, yeah. But if we've got multiple players, then we already need to decide: do we want people with the same score to have the same rank, for example? It's simple stuff like that. That's already like a good question, in fact. And what we also could do, actually we have a second event as well, like renamed. Do I have a renamed? What does that look like? You can't see the signature of it. That's too bad. Oh, you don't have the old nickname. That's not going to work very well. Because of course, I mean, it needs it needs like a previous nickname, right? And I guess nicknames should be unique. That's also something that we haven't taken into account here. But that's like business rules for later, no? So maybe we'll just do old nickname. And if I do this, stuff will break. So before I do that, let's make a little commit. Little commit. What the hell did I change here? Oh, I added the suspend thing and added the event store. I don't want to do this yet. I want to revert that stuff. This was necessary. This, I had no idea. It's a rename. Ah, shit. I should have checked in the rename. Doe actually, it's okay. I can. There we go. Let's do a refactor. Renamed event stream to event store. And hopefully that was the only thing that I changed in those files. Another commit. This is adding the projections database, but that should be okay. This is what the fuck things? Did I commit too much? Yes, apparently I revert. Undo commit. Because what I wanted to do was only check in the rename. Allee, jong. So this and this, that's the actual rename. And these belong in default. This can go. And all of this can go in the same thing. Here, yeah, we got rid of the Kotlin conventions thing. And this also belonged to the previous commit, so I'm making stupid mistakes, so commit. Remove. And then all of this I can just commit as a new thing. So whip? Yeah, whip. Why not? Added or started doing leaderboard projections. Cool. Just the happy accidents. Yeah. I was gonna say, this is stuff that happens when I'm getting tired and hungry. So, it's about time. I got some food in my belly. My belly. Right, we were going to fix the player. Ah, you rejoined. Still going, man. Old nickname. So, because I want to rename someone that has a previous nickname, I want them to have this new nickname. So now stuff is going to stop compiling, I think. Because I suspect that I used this somewhere already. And I do. Is there any way to have an overview of what you've done so far? So short answer, not public, but I can show it here. So ideally what I want to happen is all of these things turn the color green. Then I know green is done basically. And what I'm really working on is this thing, but I want to also make it interesting for the stream, so I'm trying to pull in some actual stuff that is going to be useful. So I'm trying to pull in parts of this and parts of this, etc. And visually, you mean like the website itself? I can show you what we've got. How does that work again? Let me think. So on the website part that we have right now is just a stupid box where you fill in your name and you press enter, and then you've got a result, I guess. That's it basically. So not really, yeah. Nickname, but let me try and get this code compiling first, and then I will see if I can build and then show you what we actually got in the front end as well, like a visual thing. I think this should be compiling now, and once it's compiling I can normally... something's not compiling there, I guess. Oh, that was... no. Not here. If I run build. Where's the build? Run. Allee, jong. Run. With the dots. Oh, I don't have. Ow. I don't have a way of I'm looking for a compile or something. Maybe this is enough to get it working. In fact, let me think. It is running bootjar. So if I then run Control Option R, my application. I think I might have forgotten to change the parameters. No, it's not using a database just yet. Failing tests, you what, mate? Yeah, of course. It's this one that's failing, of course. So let's disable this one. Rerun the build. And then run application. Yeah. Yeah, so currently no. Since I've added a bunch of stuff, I can't really show what the UI looks like because my application isn't starting up anymore. Sorry. I'm wondering if I can show it somehow, but I don't think I can actually. It's just going to crash. Elm start. Yeah, sorry. Laters. Yeah, but that's like a good thing to fix, I guess, to make sure that we have a showable or demoable application. However, I was trying to... yeah, so we did a rename here that is now pushed through, so then I can use this rename event. I guess to make sure that the leaderboard is up to date. So if we've got a player registered event and then we've got a player renamed event, and Cordusk was usually called Cordusk. Now he is called... Man, I am... FC. Then there should still be only a single player called FZ. Oh, damn it. This is like a completely different test, in fact. Why did I want to add that event again? I don't remember why. Okay. Maybe it's not important. Maybe I just add a second player now, like the test actually says to do. Player registered. In that case, should contain exactly this one, but then also this one, and then maybe we'll just give him a second rank. I'm not sure if this is correct. Yeah, so now I also want something to happen to the database, and what is that exactly? Well, I want to drop, where is before each. I also want delete from, leaderboard, where 1 equals 1, otherwise it'll complain, and then we'll just execute that statement. I don't care about whatever is coming back from that. So hopefully that just works, in fact. I'm not sure, but we will see. So if I now run both of these tests, okay, so maybe any is not good enough, because apparently unit is also any. I want that, what's it called again? Like there's like a nice hierarchy of the Kotlin classes. Maybe I don't need to, oh, actually, it's not even create query. This is, this should be called query. And the other thing should be called query, so run query. And then execute should be something different. That should return nothing. So we don't need a reified type. And then we can do, was it execute or something? Just execute. There we go. Don't need this. Then we can do execute. Okay, now let's see if it works again. Okay, that works. The second test does not work. Why is that? Because they both get rank 1 and score 0s. Now the counter doesn't increase. You know what? Maybe it will be as simple as just having like an increasing, like as if this is an ID or something. So if we go to our implementation of this thing here, add player to leaderboard, it should have Yeah, no, I want this thing to be explicit, don't I? Then I can no longer just do this. And I need to recreate these things by first consuming them all. Put them into a list and then add or like make leaderboard things out of these, or like, how do you call that? Ranks, entries, leaderboard entries. Yeah, basically what I want to do every single time is how do you call that again? I want to replay all of the events that a leaderboard is interested in, recreating a complete leaderboard, and then saving that entire leaderboard. That's really what I want to do. And for now, we only know about player registered events. So but then it really is going to come down to subscribing to these kinds of events. I still have so many questions. So do I want to just create a leaderboard from my event store? And then just try and say, and I'll save it or something. Project, something like that. Project to what? The leaderboard table, I guess. So many questions, Jesus Christ. Maybe let's write those questions down, huh? Or some assumptions, maybe. Do we first create a leaderboard aggregate and pass along the event store, and to project to the table, something like leaderboard event store project to handle, I don't know. Or what's the alternative? Is maybe we go like leaderboard dot from event store, which is a little bit different. Alternatively, I guess it's the same, but then here we're going to use a constructor, and here we're using a factory method, so we can make this thing contain itself. Maybe like replay from event store, something like that. And then we can say project to handle. It's to the table, something like that. I have no idea, man. I really have no idea. But I am going to call it quits for now. All right. Hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. it's been quite interesting to learn about this. Maybe what I should still do is commit the rename, and then leaderboard projections. This I can exclude. This was the rename, so I mean the added old nickname to player renamed event. Okay. Commit, then we can do readme, because what the hell? Hang on. Oh. Readme. Let's go to the to-do event sourcing. I guess we've decided that thing. This is how to do projections. From which class responsible thing do we initiate it? Voila. And that should be whip. How the f do we do projections? Oh, I also forgot to post something like this. Fix or get a runnable or demoable application again. Starting up scrambled application requires a R2 DBC URL. Lol. And let's add it to. Voila. Push it. And that will be all for today. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Don't know when it is. Very unpredictable, etc., etc. See you next time. Bye. Peace out.